Hello, today I will be going over the basics of how to use Excel. I will be demonstrating these calculations on a Mac. There's a lot that can be done with Excel, and there's a lot of information online about how to do different things, so I invite you to look for more online tutorials if you are ever stuck trying to figure out something more specific. Here I have a blank empty Excel worksheet open. Along the top are these letters, and along the sides you can see we have numbers. Each cell is defined by this letter and number. As I click on a cell, you can see that it highlights the corresponding number and letter, and I can also see these coordinates in this corner. This is important because as we continue on with Excel and create formulas, we will use these coordinates to refer to cells which we want to use as part of a calculation. The first thing we will do is type words into a cell. This is useful to create headings for columns or rows, or whatever else you may be doing. This is done by simply clicking on a cell and beginning to type. I'm going to type tree count. You can see that what I'm entering appears in this line beside the FX up here, and this changes to reflect whatever cell is highlighted. Entering a number is done the same way as entering a word. Simply click the cell and begin to type. I'm going to type 9 here, and I'm going to press enter. This enters the value and automatically moves down to the next cell. This time, after I type my number, I'm going to press tab, and you can see that this enters the value but moves me over to the right instead of down. Using the tab or enter button can be useful for quickly entering a string of values. Okay, so now let's try to do a basic calculation. All formulas in Excel have a different keyword that tells Excel which formula you want to use. In cell B7, I'm going to type equals. This is how you start any formula in Excel. To simply add values, we will use the sum formula. We will do this by typing in sum after the equals. You can see that as I type, different formulas are suggested. You can click one of these if it is the one you want, or you can continue to type it yourself. After typing in any formula, you must enter a bracket. If you click the sum on the formula list here, you can see that it enters a bracket for me. Now Excel will add together anything we put between this first bracket and the closing bracket. So I could simply type in the list of numbers and it will add these. However, this isn't the most efficient way to do this. Instead, I could click on this cell, and at this top preview, I'm going to make some edits. So now, instead of telling it the numbers I want to sum, I'm going to tell it the cells which I want it to sum. There are a couple of ways of doing this still. I could click on each cell. You can see that when I click on the cell, it's the same as typing in the coordinates myself. Or I could highlight them all. Or I could just type in the coordinates of the cells to tell it which ones I want to add. Okay, now let's calculate average. We are going to start with an equals again, average, bracket, and now I just need to tell Excel which cells or values to take the average of. Now I'm going to move my cursor to the bottom right corner, and you can see this black plus symbol. I'm going to click and drag it to the right, and it will copy the formula over. So now if I click this cell, I can see the formula for it, and that it is using the average formula for the cells above this column. Please note that this can be dragged over for more than just one cell. Okay, so you can see here I have some highlighting in different color text. I can copy these cells, but when I go to paste, if I do my secondary click and pull up this menu, instead of the paste option, if I go under paste special, I can see that I have the option to paste just the values and none of the formatting, or that I can keep the source formatting. There are also different headings at the top, similar to those found in Microsoft Word or PowerPoint. Here we can do things such as change the amount of decimals included in a value, or insert columns or rows. At the bottom, there are these different tabs that you can be working on within Excel to have multiple worksheets. That is all for this quick Excel basics video. I hope that this video was helpful and introduced you to using Excel.